Okay, so I'm just gonna get going on making my real background. And I'm gonna do a 2-pager like normal. Let me lift this up just a little bit.
Gots to copy the master.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with putting down, and Janelle, feel free to grab any of these. I got out enough for both of us.
Okay.
I'm just gonna rip some pieces of sky. Maybe that one. There's sky.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I think maybe I will get that one in too.
You're doing it totally on the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So we're gonna have sky on the top, and then move it down just a little bit, and then glue it down. Glue stick.
Thank you.
Glue stick. Jennifer, what kind of spirit animal? Do you want me to pull you a card for your spirit animal, or do you want to see if you can find an image and just work with that? Oh, perfect. Perfect. So I'm just... Sorry guys, the audio is really bad.
What the deal is.
I don't know, but I'm gonna put on my headphone. Janelle, that means you won't be able
That's
to hear.
okay. I can't hear anyway.
But I can hear.
Yeah,
so
that's what matters.
Oh, there we go. Now, yes, that's better.
Good.
Perfect. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Excellent. All right, so whoever was, yes, so much better. I don't know, something wonky with my phone volume. So, somebody was saying something, and I couldn't hear what you were saying. Yes, hi Cynthia, how are you? No, it definitely was not you. When I started, I was on my headphones, and then when I took my headphones off, I couldn't hear my audio very well. So, you know, it's always something, but we figure it out. So yes, we are doing spirit animal. And have you chosen a spirit animal, Cynthia? Okay. Do you want me to pick one for you, or do you want to peruse your images and try and find one? Like just one that speaks to you. Oh, good. Excellent. Yes. So what we started doing, and I'll take a few minutes just to recap where we've been in case anybody else has joined as well, is we started, this is just a blank, this just has white on it. So we started just practicing mark making, mostly with watercolors so far. So here's the mark making page that I did. And I've just got random stuff from around the house, like bubble wrap. I've got some cardboard. I've got packaging from some fruit or vegetables. and I like to use that for mark making. So bubble wrap, cardboard. And if you're using watercolor, the trick for today's lesson is that you don't want your watercolor to be very juicy. You want a lot of pigment, but you want to use more of a dry brush technique. So, the vision I have for my spirit animal, and again, you guys can follow along, you can do your own thing, whatever you want to do. But the vision for my spirit animal, which is a raven, here's the picture that I'm going to use, is blue sky behind the raven. And then I'll cut the raven out and collage that down. And then I'll do some mark making on top of the collage. And then I'm going to cut out flowers from my magazines and have my raven be surrounded by flowers. So that's the idea for my guy. If you don't have pictures of flowers or you don't have pictures of sky, my suggestion is to about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way down your page is to create a horizon line. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to have blue sky from here and I'm going to have flowers down. So you kind of want a horizon line that we can place our spirit animal on top of. Does that make sense for folks? Okay, super. So if I did not have collage, I would just lay down whatever color I wanted to have for the top part of my horizon. And I'm going to, I think, start working. So I'm going to take some of this blue color. I better shake it up. And I'm working mostly with acrylics today, but I might switch back and forth just for fun. So I'm just going to put down on my spare sheet of paper that I pulled out earlier. I'm just going to put some paint down. So I'm kind of sort of using this like a palette, but not really, but kind of. All right, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of paint, and I'm going to grab my bubble wrap, and I'm just painting my paint right on my bubble wrap. If you don't have bubble wrap, you can use like the eraser of a pencil. You can use the lid of a jar. I could even use the bottom or the top of my paint containers to make marks. So really just get creative, look around you, and see what you have that you can use. So let's see what happens here. Oh, yep, liking that. And I'm working in fairly thin layers here because I want to have it dry quickly. So we're going for building up a lot of thin layers today. Oh, I love that so much.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Janelle's going for it.
No.
Yeah.
That good?
Yeah.
All right.
Totally. It's supposed to be imperfect.
All right.
So you're never ever with watercolors and with a lot of these mark making tools, you're rarely going to get like a perfect transfer. And again, you know, I like stuff that is kind of a little bit more imperfect. So I added some white to my paper and I'm just blending together the white and the blue to make a paler blue. You can do the same thing with watercolors, or you can pick a different color altogether. But I'm just going for a teeny bit of variation here. So I'm just going to come right back on top of that same paint that was already there on my bubble wrap. And come back down. Yep. like it. So now I think I'm going to switch to cardboard, and I'm going to go in mostly with white. So now I'm kind of thinking like clouds. So the blue is the sky, and now I'm thinking clouds. And let's put some more. Oh, I like your glasses, Janelle.
Oh, thank you. They are my new glasses.
I like them a lot. Janelle, who's here with me, has awesome glasses. I wish you could all see them. Okay, so now I've got that white down. And, you know, I think I'm going to like it having the lines go the other direction instead of up and down.
I could put a little gray in my sky. Is that all right?
Oh, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. How's everybody doing? Awesome. I love that, Paula. Paula, I have to say, given how kind of apprehensive you were about the whole art thing, it has been awesome to see you jump in. And Genji, you too. I know. The one thing I will caution you guys with is it can get a little out of hand. Like at one point I had like boxes and boxes full of like empty toilet paper rolls and stuff like that because I was like, I know I could use these for something. Yes. And someone discovered my secret. I had them all stashed in the in our master bathroom closet, and they were like, "What is up with your toilet paper rolls? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I have ideas."
I can see how this is more challenging with watercolors as compared to probably acrylics. It's probably a lot easier with that.
Yep. That's awesome, Paula. And in just a second, we're going to make our own stencils as well.
Not bad.
All right, let's see what this does. So this one I kind of like because you can like stretch it or do all kinds of fun things with it. So we've sort of been using, well, that was a hot mess. All smushy all over me. So we've kind of been using these as a stamp.
Yeah.
I'm going to try actually painting through this and using it more like a stencil now. So this is a total experiment. It could go horribly wrong. Just warning everybody. Yeah, because see how it's moving around? Yeah, I got a big blob of white paint. That didn't work very well. But that's okay. So you have to make sure that your watercolor is really, really dry. Like wet enough to activate the color, but no more moisture than that.
It's tricky.
It is tricky. It's tricky with watercolor. But I will, just for fun, I'm going to bring in a little bit of watercolor because, you know, we're all about mixed media here. And let's see. Oh yeah, you definitely have to have your watercolor be really, really dry. Yeah. So let me grab a stencil and I'll show you the technique that I use. Let's see here. Oh, perfect. Look what's on top of my stack. Birds, crows. Wow. Perfect. Did not even plan that. Okay, so here's a stencil that I've got going on, and maybe I'll put, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to put my big crow. Hey, thanks for whoever asked that question. It gave me an idea. So I am going to, I think, put my big crow over here and maybe have some smaller crows flying over here. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use, where'd my thing go? Watercolor, just so I can show you guys the best way to work with watercolor and stencils. It is possible, but you get a really imperfect image. But that's okay, because we're just trying to make marks. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. So you kind of have to experiment a little bit to find the right mix of wet and dry, because your watercolors need to be wet, obviously, to get the pigment activated, but your brush should be nice and dry when you stick it into the watercolors. Okay, so I like to hold mine down pretty firmly, and then I come from outside the stencil image and go in. If you go the other direction, you end up shoving color
Makes sense.
underneath the edges. And I'm just grabbing super random colors here, whatever is available. Okay, let's lift this up.
Nice,
okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's not like super duper crisp, but you can see that it's pretty close. So that's the tip if you're going to use stencils and watercolor. Start outside and work your way in. Brush towards the center instead of from the center out. Let's see. How about this one right here? I think I might come back over this one actually with black, because that's my color.
Do you have other stencils somewhere that I can?
Yes, Janelle, there's a whole box of them, or a whole basket of them right over here. Feel free to grab the basket. Yeah, I have a problem.
Oh my Lord!
I know, it's
what in the world. Okay.
I know, she found my stash of stencils, you guys. Okay, I really must show you guys this. Janelle, do you want to lift up the stencils?
I think so. Can you see?
Yeah, that's all my stencils.
It weighs
right
about
in
50 pounds.
Yeah. It's a problem.
Awesome.
But I haven't purchased art supplies in a long time, though, I have to say.
Wow, this is cool. Ooh, I love this.
Okay, so I'm going to come back over the top of this one with some black. And I've still got some white on there, so this is not like super duper black. All right. And then I could even, if I wanted to, which I'm going to do, because, you know, if I think it, I have to do it. Right here, where it kind of bled a little bit, I'm just going to come in with my watercolor and go, or excuse me, with my acrylic paint and go around it. And do some integrating. So now I'm just kind of like making my collage in the background come together. We come back on. Yep. Yes, exactly. And you know, it just takes practice and kind of trial and error and figuring it out, which is why doing it in an art journal is so nice, because once you figure it out, then you can use the same techniques on, you know, a canvas or whatever you want to, you know, use it on. So I'm going to put one more bird over here on this side. Okay. Might come in, just make the head a slightly more bird-like, but it's okay if it's not like a perfectly crisp image. Okay. I'm just going to continue grabbing the blue and kind of putting it around the edges of my collage. And I don't need my University of Washington letters to be there. This is from the UW Columns magazine, the alumni magazine I just got. And then I'm going to just pull this. So I'm kind of using the acrylic paint on my brush a little bit like watercolor right now. I'm really watering it down to spread it out. And I'm just bringing this down so that when I put my raven on here and then the flowers, that the sky is going to be behind everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just grabbing some paint, wetting my brush, and kind of using it like watercolor. So you can see, like right there, it's a little bit, you know, more transparent. And my crow's not dry, and it just ran a little bit, and that's okay. Not a big deal. I actually kind of like the way that looks. I might even go over some more. So now I'm just doing a super light wash of the blue over the whole thing. And that's going to help with our integration. Because it's light, you're still going to see the differentiation between the clouds and the sky, but it's going to help with that integration of making it look like it's one kind of cohesive piece. And I might come down over the top of this with some white mark making just to bring the clouds back a little bit. So this is pretty normal for my technique. A lot of layers, a lot of pushing and pulling, pushing things back, pulling things forward. So I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. How you guys doing on your backgrounds? Awesome. I can't wait to see them. And I'm just kind of scrubbing. Like, there's hardly any paint on my brush right now. Really, there isn't any paint on my brush right now. And I'm just dipping it in the water and scrubbing the paint around. So I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I did before. Now, caution to you watercolor folks. your watercolor is going to reactivate if you scrub too hard. So you're going to have to experiment with how much pushing and pulling you can do. But I'm kind of liking that. I think I'm good to go on my background. And I think I'm going to start cutting out my raven. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm done cutting out my raven, and I think I'm gonna glue him down. Although maybe I'm gonna come back. I think I'm gonna come back in first with just a little bit more white marks on top of the blue.
So I'm going over this, the whole thing now, or what am I doing?
So you want to,
Yes, what do I want to do?
you want to, since you're working with watercolor, kind of starting towards the bottom where your collage ends, you want to come over with a light wash of blue and kind of continue your color down the page. And I'm going to suggest that you use a wide flat brush.
So I'm starting, you said down at the bottom and coming up?
Nope.
No.
Start up here and pull your color down.
And don't mess with this up here?
Not too much. You can go over it a little bit.
It's going to...
Yep, you can go over it a little bit just to kind of blend, but not very much.
Okay. And should it be, does it matter which blue it is? Should it be a lighter blue or dark?
I kind of did a mix.
Okay.
Yes, it's super fun. I love color mixing. Oh yeah, that's way better with bringing a little bit of the white back in for cloud. Yeah, like you just go in layers and layers and layers until you like what it looks like. Yes, that is the challenge of watercolors, but I know you guys are up for it, so. Yeah, totally. And just, it's the push-pull. Go back and forth and back and forth.
This is so much fun.
Isn't it fun?
Oh
I just love
gosh.
this so much. It makes me feel like a kid. Okay, so I literally just had, oh, it was upside down. I'm like, where'd my crow go? It was upside down. I couldn't see it. Okay. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. Yes, Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah, you bet. Let me grab, that's right. We're all about following our intuition and our signs in the signs here from the universe. So,
Oh, yes.
All right. So let me, push this guy down, and I happen to have my spirit animal oracle cards right behind me. So I will just grab that. And okay, so I'm pretty happy with that guy, like that. And let me, Jen, grab you a spirit animal card. And I just cleansed them yesterday. Yes. Yes, I got, well, I think I had been working with them outside and the wind blew them around and some of them went on the ground and So I just felt like they needed a little bit of a reset. I did. I actually used Palo Santo wood instead of sage because I was inside and my family hates the way sage smells. So, yeah, yes, I agree. It is. It's my favorite too. Okay, here we go. That's good. I love that. All right, so I have moved on to starting to cut out the flowers for the bottom. So I'm just grabbing flowers, cutting them out, and figuring out how I want to put them down. I lifted up my raven's tail because I think I want the tail to come on top of the flowers, and I definitely want you to be able to see his little legs. There we go. So Michelle, what are you up to in Amsterdam? I mean, besides lockdown and COVID and all that fun stuff. Are you wanting to come back to the US? Really? Okay. Here I go. I'm going in. Okay. So I cut into it at the bottom here. So I'm just going to grab some tape and tape the bottom up. And then I'm going to give it a trial run. And sometimes after I do the first trial run, I'm like, oh, this I want to cut a little bit more and that I want to cut a little bit more. So, you know, like I'm already seeing, I think I want a leaf over here. So I'm just going to go in and make another leaf. There we go. Looks a little bit more balanced. And I'm going to grab just a magazine page. Oh, you know what? We'll do it on the side of this. And let's do black so you guys can see it really well. I need a not watery paintbrush. There we go. Okay. Acrylic. Yeah, if you guys are interested in working with acrylics, I actually prefer using the cheapo craft acrylic paints in my journals because they dry matte and they don't stick together. You can do the more expensive acrylic paints, but I find that almost always my pages stick together because it's glossy, and you know, acrylic paint basically is plastic, so it dries to, you know, a sticky plastic layer. All right, let's see how we did. Yeah, so I can see that if I was going to do it again, like I would want to be a little bit more, like I might extend that leaf out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, and I did it super messy. So, but it's kind of fun. So that's how you make your own stencil. Oh, I love it. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I'll flip my camera around so you guys can see my final. There it is. And I love the flowers. Yeah. There's some dahlias in there too, I think, but I tried to go for mostly, and these might actually be tulips, but I tried to go for flowers that had a similar form. And then I probably will come back through with like a white gel pen or something like that. And I might go, you know, do a messy outline around some of the crows. I might do some doodling in here, or I might just leave it exactly the way that it is. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Awesome. Well, you guys, it's been so fun. I can't believe that it's 1:50 already.
Sheesh.
Time flies when you're having fun. So next month, we are going to do abstract landscapes for a travel journal. Yeah. So I'm super, super excited about that. If you guys want to see an example of that, I think I have one in my on my artist page. I think I have a video of that. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can flip to it. Let me find it. It's the one, Janelle, that you were saying that you liked last time. That's what we're going to do next month.
I like everything. What are you talking about, Bill?
I gotta find it. Where is it? This journal is almost full. It's so exciting. I thought it was up front, but it must be towards the back. Notes. Nothing. A hawk. Oh, see, here's another example, guys, of a random background that I did a while back. These are like jar lids. That's bubble wrap. I think these marks are actually the lines. I used like an old credit card and dipped it in paint and then just put it on the side. So you can make marks with just about anything. I love finding stuff to make. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, that's
So something like that is what we're going to be doing in April.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love doing abstract landscapes like that. So you can see this one is like there's some little bit of collage in there from some tea bags that I had. There's a little arrow. And yeah, it's really, really fun to do these type of little mini abstracts. So that's what we're gonna do next time. Very exciting. Well, you guys, please post and share, continue to post and share as you do pages on your own. It makes me so happy to see them. I love it so much. And if you guys have questions as you're working through, just post questions in the group. And, you know, I pop on there a couple times a week at least and try and respond as quickly as I can to any comments or questions. So, yay! Super fun. Awesome. And there's Janelle too. All right, guys. I will see you virtually on the Facebook community, and then I'll put out the date for next month's live session. Awesome. Bye, guys.